Welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show that looks at the highs and the lows from around world football. It's international weekend, so it's pretty boring, but Patrick Van Straten's going to try and do his best to add some glitz and glamour to the show. Pato, who's our first winner, mate?
Well, unfortunately, we have to start with England. England won 3-0 over Scotland, the old enemy. That's now 10 points in 4 games for England. Now, this actually was a pretty competitive game, despite what the Scottish tabloids might be saying.
Yeah.
Scotland had 3 clear-cut chances, England had 4, but it was really the quality of finishing that told. Because Scotland produced 12 shots and 2 on target to England's 9 shots and 3 on target. But the difference on the day, the Liverpool boys, Sturridge and Lallana, excellent, and Gary Cahill as well. That quality of finishing, that extra bit of star power, is something that Scotland are lacking. Daniel Sturridge now has 4 in his past 6 starts at Wembley for England.
He does indeed. England were okay on the night, but for me, it's the same old story. We're terrible at tournaments, but we're brilliant in qualifying. We actually haven't lost a qualifying match in our last 33 games. That's a run that goes back to 2009. 7 years we haven't lost in qualifying. It's the same old story though. We're great in qualifying, look okay in friendlies, appoint a mediocre manager, have a shit tournament, and then sack that manager. It's so boring. However, they are in our winners section, so let's bring on some positives. Walker and Rose, clearly our best players again. That says something about our team, that our fullbacks are consistently our best players. Although Lallana as well, like you said, he's fantastic. He's completely reinvigorated under Jurgen Klopp. He's now got the second most assists in the Premier League. Great to see him getting in amongst the goals and the assists. I've been calling on him to do that for a long time now. So well done to England, dispatching the old enemy. But Jesus Christ, FA, sort your ideas out.
Our first loser of the week, unbelievably, it's Argentina. England in the winners, Argentina in the losers. The world's gone mad.
Absolutely mental. Of course, they got hammered by Brazil 3-1 earlier last week, but it was just a terrible week overall. They are now 6th in World Cup qualifying. That's 2 spots off automatic, and they're not even in contention for the playoff, which is in 5th at the moment. The next game as well is at home to 3rd place Colombia, so you're going to have to buck their ideas up. However, they could still go above Colombia and into 3rd with a win, so don't write them off completely yet. However, if they were to fail to qualify for this tournament, it would only be the 2nd time in their history. The other was in 1970, so this would come as a real shock to everyone. On the night though, they actually matched Brazil pretty closely. They had the lion's share of possession, they had 10 shots to Brazil's 13, so they weren't too bad on the night, but they were just toothless in attack, weren't they, Pat? They just couldn't create much.
Well, yeah, I mean, Messi failed to have a shot on target. Higuain had 1 shot and it was off target, and Aguero didn't even attempt a shot. That is unbelievable. You know, you look at the strength of that front line, but Messi did shoulder the majority of the creative burden. 3 out of their 5 chances were created by him, though his future might be a little bit up in the air. He's just rejected a contract extension from Barcelona. Ed Woodward must be smashing his piggy bank with a sledgehammer.
He's going to go coming his pants, I think, Ed. Honestly, just imagine the opportunities commercially that he's spotted there.
You can imagine him dabbing with Paul Pogba. No, don't do it. But look, Argentina's backline is all over the shop. Pablo Zabaleta is now getting on a little bit. Ramiro Funes Mori is no player at all. Emmanuel Mas is obviously not great either. You think that really that backline needs to be Otamendi alongside Matteo Musacchio, and then they need to sort out their fullbacks. There must be somebody in Argentina. They need to find these people and start giving them a chance, because otherwise these chances are gonna disappear. But look, the problem they had here, Mascherano having a horrible game in the midfield. He didn't win a tackle. He tried 4, failed at 4 times, and he managed 1 interception. And when you watch the highlights, you do see that potentially it looks like he's lost a little step of pace. Still a fantastic player, but he can't be a one-man midfield anymore. Argentina, you need to buck your ideas up, figure it out, because otherwise you're going to miss out on the World Cup in 2018.
Our next winner comes from Germany, and they had a fantastic international break, Pato.
Yes, indeed. They saw San Marino on the fixture list and figured they could have a few, and that they did, winning 8-0 over the semi-pro international side. Now, this was an opportunity for them to blood a lot of their youngsters. Benjamin Henrichs played, Kimmich, Julian Weigl and Jonathan Tah were on the bench, Leon Goretzka, Max Meyer, they played as well, Kevin Volland. And the actual average age in the team was 23.5.
Wow.
Bear in mind that was being brought up by old men Mats Hummels and Mario Gomez. Very, very impressive stuff. They had 40 shots, 19 on target, 85% of the possession. unbelievable. But there's one man who Joe wants to single out.
Yeah, one man really put the farmers and the accountants to the sword, that's for sure. It's Serge Gnabry, got a hat-trick on the day, making his international debut for Germany. Of course, he did play at Rio 2016, however, in World Cup qualifying, this was his debut. He actually got 6 goals in 6 games at Rio 2016, and he's been a real bright spark for Werder Bremen ever since Arsenal sold him for £6 million this summer. He's got 4 goals in his last 8 games. No wonder Werder Bremen let a cheeky tweet go to Arsenal over the weekend. Impressive stuff from Serge Gnabry and from Hector as well, chipping in with 2 goals from fullback. But what we want to know is, can this young Germany team challenge at 2018 and maybe even at 2022? How good are they? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Heading back over to our losers, it's a delightful day for Joe as Wales make it into the list.
Yes, they did. Gareth Bale's Wales were very toothless on the weekend, a 1-1 draw at home against Serbia in a match they really should be winning in a very, very tough group. The game itself was pretty even, 50-50 in terms of possession, 7 shots to Serbia's 8, and there was 77% pass completion versus 78% pass completion. So very, very even stuff. However, this was a game where Wales had Gareth Bale starting, they had Aaron Ramsey come back into the team, a player that Chris Coleman said could get into any side in the world, by the way, which I completely disagree with. It's absolutely mental claims. And he was quite impotent on the night. 1 shot, 1 key pass, couple of tackles for the Arsenal man. Didn't really show himself to be that star player that Chris Coleman keeps banging on about. However, Gareth Bale, as usual, stepped up to the mantle and just carried him through, didn't he, Pato?
Well, now he's only 2 goals away from becoming Wales' top goal scorer ever. He's just behind Ian Rush's record of 28. He's clearly the main outlet for Wales. He took more than half their shots in this game. But actually, it was a really concerted defensive effort from the Serbians that stopped Wales getting the win. That back line of Maksimovic, Nastasic and Ivanovic, they all got at least 4 interceptions and 5 clearances. And Maksimovic, the Napoli man, was particularly good. 7 clearances, 6 interceptions and 5 aerial duels won. That is incredible stuff. But they face the Irish next. They have a chance to close the gap. But with Austria lurking in the group as well, it's a really, really tight one. But who's going to win it? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Our next winner is an absolute pumping Patrick van Straten. Belgium are at it again.
Yes, indeed. Belgium beat Estonia 8-1 this weekend. That's their biggest victory since September 2005 when they beat San Marino. Yeah, yet again, San Marino lost 8-0. Now, Eden Hazard, this was a little bit of a dark spot on the game. He limped off after 74 minutes with an injury. Bad news for Chelsea fans. Look, Romelu Lukaku scored a brace. Yannick Ferrer-Carrasco joined him. It was really impressive stuff. They played De Bruyne, Carrasco, Lukaku, Hazard, and another guy who Joe's going to talk about in a minute in an extremely attacking lineup. Lukaku has now been involved in 12 goals in his last 12 appearances for club and country. Wow. And let me just tell you some of the stats of that front 4 this season. Eden Hazard, 7 goals, 2 assists. Carrasco, 7 goals, 2 assists. De Bruyne, 3 goals, 7 assists. And Lukaku, 7 goals, 4 assists. These are absolutely disgusting numbers, and people should be scared.
They really, really should. Going into World Cup 2018, Belgium look a fiery prospect. And one man in particular who Pato left off the roster there, Dries Mertens, was actually the man of the match in this game. When you got a front 4 like that, to be man of the match is pretty incredible. The man chipped in for 5 goals. That's 3 goals, 2 assists on the night. Took away the man of the match awards, and he's been in fantastic form for both Napoli and Belgium. This is the first hat-trick of his senior career, and he's actually now got 6 goals in 6 starts for Napoli so far this season. Add that to 3 on the weekend, 9 goals in his last 7 games. Incredible stuff for Dries Mertens, but Belgium overall looking a very, very scary prospect. 21 goals in their last 4 games in World Cup qualifying. Scary stuff under new boss Roberto Martinez, but could Belgium win a World Cup? Vote in the poll right now.
We head over to Africa for our final losers of the week. It's the Ivory Coast.
We do indeed. We've done a European qualifier and America's qualifier. We thought we may as well do an African qualifier as well. And this one was as dull as it comes. Ivory Coast 0, Morocco 0 in a complete ball draw in Marrakesh. We're slinging Ivory Coast in the losers because they do have a fantastic squad. Their front three on the weekend, Khadija, Giovanni Sio, Salomon Kalou. Salomon Kalou, of course, got a hat-trick last weekend for Hertha Berlin as well. So the ex-Chelsea man firing on all cylinders for club, but not for country, it appears. They were very toothless. They bought on the likes of Max Gradle, they bought on the likes of Wilfred Boney, still couldn't break the Moroccans down. Unacceptable, just a paltry 2 shots on the day from the Elephants. Not great. 0-0 against Morocco, Pato. Got to be better than that,
Well, Morocco feel pretty good about it. They edged possession in this game and they had 7 shots with 4 on target. So you could argue that they actually deserved the win. However, the Ivory Coast still top of the group, but with Aubameyang's Gabon lurking behind them, they will be a bit worried. There's still a long way to go before qualification is at an end. And look, only 3 points separate the 4 sides in their qualifying group. So it could be a very tight run into the end. Exciting stuff. I don't think so.
So that's all we've got time for on today's winners and losers, but who are your winners and losers at home? Let us know in the comments below.
And don't forget to get your questions in for next weekend's Sunday Vibes. And if you want to watch this weekend's, it's playing on screen right now.
Yeah, and as ever guys, please do like and subscribe.
Catch you next time.